Good morning. This is Barry Bryson. Thanking you for joining me for another 5 good minutes with the Word. And we're continuing our day today, with our discussion about Boaz as the man who teaches us what agape love looks like between a man and a woman, and doing that singularly, really, in the Word. There's no one else who gives us the pure example the way Boaz did, and we read the text yesterday, chapter 2, verses 1 through 16. We noticed that Boaz was a man of great wealth, but also a man who was so kind to his workers, and they appreciated that and were very appreciative of him and blessed him because of his kindness to them. We also talked about the gleaning laws yesterday. What I want us to talk about today is why he loves Naomi and how he expresses that love. Boaz is older than her. He is more of Ruth's generation than he is of Naomi's. More of Naomi's generation, I should say, than he is of Ruth's generation. We don't know exactly how old he is, but she refers to him as father. He is of a different generation than her. There is that we wanted to mention. The reason that he loves her has nothing to do with her physical appearance. I mean, it's not told. That's not told to us at all. If a woman in the Bible is particularly beautiful, we're told that. We're told about Sarah. We're told about Rachel. We're told. We're told about Esther. We are told. Sometimes we're told in detail. We're not told what Ruth looks like at all. The reason he loves her is because of the woman she is. And he tells this to her. She says, "Why have I found favor in your sight that you should take notice of me since I'm a foreigner?" Well, what he doesn't say, and what we know from his lineage in the Bible, is that his mother, or at least one of his foremothers, was Rahab from Jericho. So there is that. I mean, he grew up in a home where foreign women were in his lineage. He doesn't mention that. The reason is, all that you've done for your mother-in-law after the death of your husband has been fully reported to me. You left your father and mother in the land of your birth and came to a people that you did not previously know. You are a woman who has expressed agape love to your mother-in-law when it was not in any way in your best interest to do so. I know the kind of woman you are. And so, my prayer for you is that, verse 12, that Yahweh may reward your work and make your wages full. And of course, if he can do anything to help, he's prepared to do that. And as we find out later on, he's the near kinsman, or he's the almost near kinsman, but he knows how to handle the situation. He loves Ruth, and when she proposes to him, he handles it and makes it happen. And he's ready to make it happen. He already has the plan in his mind to make it happen. And he has all the power. This is the time of the judges. He could have said to her, I'm so happy you're here. I was coming to meet you. I know you're having a hard time. Come, let me be your sugar daddy. Let me spend money on you. He didn't say that. And he also didn't just do it because he could, which is what most men of that day probably would have done in his position. He could have gone to the city elders at the gate and handled things like he's going to handle them, and then come and claimed her as his own, whether she wanted him or not, thinking he was only doing it for her benefit and finding a rationalization for that. It would have been easy. He didn't do that either. What did he do? Well, the first thing he did was tell her the truth about the situation. It's not safe for you to be everywhere, but you're safe here. So I need you to stay here. He let her work. He didn't in any way demean what she was there to do. He didn't in any way nullify her hard work or what she was doing for her mother-in-law. In fact, he praised it and elevated it. But everything that he could do to make her life easy, in the meantime, he did. And let her know how he felt about her. He said, you drink water with my employees. You go to the water. You drink here. You eat with my people. You eat the food that my laborers are going to eat. Now, he didn't take her to his table. She sat at the workers' table. But who brought the food over and served it to her personally? He did. And then he said to his workers, listen, you let her glean wherever she wants to and don't say anything about it. Just let her do it. In fact, pull some out of the stack so that she can have extra grain. And this allows her to do the thing she came to do. He doesn't in any way interrupt, demean, mansplain, be the big man, drench this event in testosterone. He doesn't do any of that. But he does let her know how much he cares for her. He tells her why. He protects her, and he does everything he can to make her life easier. And then he waits for her to propose to him, which she does in our next session. Thank you for joining me for what is now almost 7 good minutes, but Boaz deserves it, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.